Well, hello, YouTube. Yes, we are back on our regular location for the Sunday video update. How y'all doing? Jared Fuller here. Today is Sunday, July 7th, 2019. Joining me off camera this week is Amy.
Hello.
Dad is, I think he might be sleeping, or he's doing the usual dad thing and lying there with his eyes closed and not saying a word.
I just heard that.
So it's been another one of those strange weeks, kind of an annoying week. My stepdad is back in the hospital, but he's not in Ann Arbor. He's in Owasso. And he'll be in there for a little while. We went up to see him last night. We had to take a couple things up to him, but he's doing good. You know, he's doing well. Improper English, Jared. No, he's doing well, and he's awake and alert and everything, and he's doing well. A lesson that I learned this past week, which is a recurring lesson and maybe should remain a lesson permanently, is that you can't fix stupid, no matter how hard you try. You try to instill logic and reason and critical thinking into every situation. You can't get everybody on board with it. People are just ignorant, and when you try to make peace with people and they refuse it, they're part of the problem. So that's just a quick lesson from this past week. It's been kind of rough too, you know. People are texting me and harassing me and doing the same stupid shit that they've done before. But now I'm better equipped at handling such situations, and I was threatened that if I go to a certain place or people are going to be waiting for me, they're going to kick my ass and they're going to do all this derogatory, harmful shit that, you know, I just don't care. And I responded back. Maybe perhaps I shouldn't have responded back to it, but I said, you know, I said, you people need to get a life. You need to grow up, get a life. And you know that shit that you're accusing me of doing, harassing people, this is exactly what you are doing, and it needs to stop. And I kind of made a mean comment to the person because it was a woman. I told her, why don't you have another kid that you're going to dump off and abandon? So I know I struck a nerve there, but you know what? I don't care. I just don't care. You know, I try to keep it civil. I try to be good to everybody until such time as people want to mess with me continuously and they want to go around filling people's heads with crap. You know, I can't be civil anymore. You have people who just don't care, and I hear the same passive-aggressive crap every week. Oh, I've heard this, I've heard this, I've heard this. I don't give a fuck what you heard.
Excuse me, there's a scratch at the door.
Yeah, Barkley Watson. It's like, I don't give a fuck what you heard. I shouldn't have ever cared, but now I really don't. Come on in, Barky.
At least you're not hot like you have been lately.
And here's something else that all of you haters or whatnot, this is what you all need to consider. If people are so quick to turn on me and y'all are sitting there gossiping about me back and forth on Facebook, how many of you are actually true to each other? How do we know that you're actually not saying shit about other people who agree with you, or seemingly they agree with you, in public they agree with you, but how do we know, or how do you know, that those same people aren't talking shit back and forth about one another behind your backs, between all of the rest of you? Something to think about. I read some very sad news this morning from the entertainment world. that a young actor has passed away. His name was Cameron Boyce. He was in the Adam Sandler movies, Grown Ups. You remember Grown Ups? He was one of Adam Sandler's sons in that movie. He passed away, I think it was yesterday. I don't want to, pass along any inaccurate information, but I think it was yesterday today. He was only 20 years old, and he passed away. They don't know the initial cause of his death. I read somewhere that I guess he had a seizure, but that, it's all speculative.
Yeah, you don't know.
It's all speculative at this point, but he was 20 years old. I got an autograph of him some time ago, so many years ago, and so I just wanted to use this opportunity to send along my love and my best wishes and my warmest of condolences to the family of Cameron Boyce. It is a huge shock. He was a Disney Channel actor, actually. He was on a TV series called Jessie. He was in The Descendants. He was in a project called Eagle Eye. He was a really good actor, and 20 years old. His life ended so quickly. So I send my love and my warmest of condolences to Cameron's family, and wow, what a loss. What a shock.
I have a question.
Fire away.
Why did you ever get out of writing the actors, seeing about getting pictures and autographs? I don't understand.
Well, no, I still, I'm still in contact with a lot of people. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be going to Louisiana here very soon. I've written to actors. I think what it is, and I talk to their parents and request autographs. I think what it is that they get so sidetracked and they forget. And I don't want to push. I don't want to sound as if I'm being forceful or hounding them. It's like, say, hey, you said I was going to get an autograph and I never got it. I don't want to be like that. So I request it. They say, okay, we'll send one. And I just kind of wait. I haven't received any yet. In a long time. In a long time. I think what happens is they just get sidetracked and they get busy with doing other things. And I don't want to push. I don't want to be some forceful jerk.
Right. I didn't know that you were still doing it. Did you have anything to really come in? I'm
still friends. Right. I'm still friends with excuse me, I'm still friends with a lot of the actors and things on Facebook now. I'm still friends with a lot of those people. And that's what it is. They just get busy and they get sidetracked, and it's understood.
Right, yeah.
And while it's fresh in my mind so I don't forget, I want to remind all of you to visit GuideStar.org. GuideStar.org has a complete and comprehensive listing of all the 501c3 nonprofit organizations and LLCs approved by the federal government of the United States. Don't be fooled, don't be duped. Visit GuideStar.org today. So how are you? Okay.
None of it's cooler out, yeah.
Yeah, we had a sweltering heat wave here in Michigan last week. It was unbearable. It was just barbaric. And photosensitivity flare-ups, I was as red as an apple. And
oh, you should have seen Elaine's feet.
I bet. Dad and Amy were at Uncle Danny's last night. Yeah. I went on a joyride yesterday, and I just got away. I just wanted to get out and see some things. I was in Lapeer last week on one of my joyrides. I want to see as much as Michigan as I can before I get ready to go to Louisiana. But I was in Lapeer last week, and that was nice. And yesterday was no different. I went on a joyride. I just got the hell away for a while.
Before you do
go
on your trip,
yeah,
Dad would like to
yeah,
go for a ride.
okay.
Somewhere where
Well, tomorrow's my birthday, so I don't know if Dad has anything planned for me tomorrow. I'm not aware. I mean, it's my birthday, so he's not going to tell me if he wants it to be a surprise, obviously. But yeah, today is Ringo Starr's 79th birthday. So happy birthday, Ringo! Peace and love. He doesn't watch the videos, but what the hell? It's worth the shot. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be 33 years old. And like I said, I don't know what my plans are tomorrow. I honestly do not know. I'm probably just going to hang around home. If Dad doesn't have anything planned, which he never runs anything by me. Of course, it's my birthday. He wants it to be a surprise. But I'm probably just going to hang here at the house, if nothing else. So, I had a question for you.
Okay.
And I wanted to make sure that I saved this for the Sunday video update because I want to know what your thoughts are about this. So, of course she knows, she lives with me. The childhood cancer thing, I'm a survivor, 30 years. And so if I were to say to you, let's say, for example, and this is hypothetical, let's say, for example, that your child had cancer, okay, and I'm a survivor. I don't even have to write it in a poem, although I've had over 20 years experience as a writer. And if I said to you, I would trade places with your child in their bed, what would you think I'd mean by that?
You would rather see yourself go through what this child is and free this child of everything that's going on with him or her.
Right.
Instead, that's what I would think.
And just to state for the record, I have never asked Amy this question. I don't want anybody watching this or listening thinking, oh, well, this was a premeditated question. No. This was all set up. No, this is the first time I've ever asked her this question.
Yeah.
So, and see that, there's a lot of...
That's like the other situation that you have with all this chaos and drama on the internet with these people.
Yeah.
They don't see you in real life.
Right.
They don't see you around all the kids. Like everybody in your family and all that do.
Yeah, I'm always around, I've seen a lot of my cousins last week actually.
They just want to think what they want to think.
And then they want to inundate everybody else's minds with the same pathetic, twisted bullshit. Yep. Which is what it is.
Let them live their drama.
But that's the thing I wanted to ask you, because I had written that on a poem, that line, that I would trade places with you in your bed. Now it's a poem for a child battling cancer. I'm a childhood cancer survivor. What fucking bed do you think I'm talking about?
Yeah.
If I've already been through that, 30 years removed, and I write a poem, I don't even have to write a poem, like I said, although I have over 20 years experience in freelance writing, poetry, journals, what have you. I know how to write material. I know how to write a poem. I know how to construct a piece of literature and share it with my friends. I'm not so stupid, and I want to use that term very loosely because I don't want to make it sound like illiterate people are stupid. That's not the case at all. But I'm saying I'm not so stupid as to the point where I would actually write something suggestive or explicit about a child. I wouldn't do that. I don't. That's not.
Honestly, I don't know where you got your smarts from.
And I'm not looking for praise and all that. But what I'm trying to say is that if I say that I want to switch places, if I'd be willing to trade places with your child, that's me, and I can't believe I have to be overly pedantic and explain this, but that's my way of saying I would much rather it be me. I would much rather relapse than to see your kid go through something. Mm-hmm. How fucking hard is that? to understand.
Some people it's hard. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, and all week, well, I've heard this passive aggressive bullshit. Oh, I've heard a lot of awful things about you. I don't give a fuck what you've heard. Why don't you come to the source? Why don't you ask me some questions? You know, I don't care what you've heard. I hear things every day. I see things every day. Doesn't mean that it's true. Because unlike most people, I would rather apply logic and reason and critical thinking to every situation. If there's going to be a gossip and if you're going to try to convince me to believe something, you better have some proof or some good solid evidence to back your shit up. But anyway, thank you for the input.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Because I asked Dad the same question last night. We went to Owasso, and I said, Dad, what would you think? I mean, of course, you're my dad, so you are the parent of a cancer kid. I said, but if I don't even have to write it on a poem. I could just expressly state that, you know. I could just as well look at a parent of a cancer warrior and say, you know what, I would much rather trade places with your child and their bed. And their bed, and you know, that's the focus, Amy. That's the focus, because, yeah, the bed.
Didn't get the rest of it.
So now I have to add qualifiers by saying hospital bed? What fucking difference does it make? I'm writing to a cancer kid.
Or do I have to specify what bed?
Well, that's what I just said. I have to add qualifiers, like I have to put hospital in front of the word bed.
Or their hospital bed at home?
Yeah, I mean, why do I gotta have all these you know, these hems and hums and hoes about, well, now I have to be pedantic, overly pedantic and specific about what I mean by bed. I would trade places with them in their bed.
Yeah.
I think it's people who purposely want to put a negative or just disgusting context into things to convince people that that's actually what I said or what I meant. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not what I meant, and it's surely not what I said. But anyway, moving on, because I think I have high blood pressure.
Yeah.
I think I have high blood pressure. But I'm not drinking Pepsi this week. I'm drinking bottled water.
You could.
Which may be healthier.
Because he does.
Yeah, what's that? Oh, high blood pressure? Yeah.
His fluctuates.
Um,
My diet, sometimes they think I'm dead because they can't get one from me.
right. Well, but I mean, other than dealing with the same passive-aggressive, pointless, annoying bullshit over and over and over and over again, my week was pretty good.
Well,
No complaints.
mine's been pretty good too. I ain't heard from my brother.
And yesterday it ended really well because I went on a joyride and it took my mind. Oh, I was at the casino last week. I went to Mount Pleasant, did I tell you?
Yeah.
I went to the little casino. I took $100. I put $50 in 2 machines because I think you're allowed to play up to 3 machines. I played the Sizzling Sevens, the quarters, and I was just hitting them both. I come home with $150, so I got my $50 back plus an extra $100. So it's like, hey, cool, it's a winner. I almost hit the Sizzlers, but you know, I get Sizzler, and then the last one would stop right above the pay line. And I fucking hate that. They pick on you. They
taunt you.
Yeah, it's how they keep you going. It's that psychology.
And then by the time you get your each $50 in there, you're broke when you come out.
Yeah. Yep. But it was fun. I haven't been to the casino in, wow, a long time.
Dad and I went once this year so far.
Yeah. See, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow for my birthday. I have no idea what's going to happen for my birthday
I had
tomorrow.
a suggestion for Dad, but I don't know if he's going to take it and run with it or not.
I mean, I probably could get some like a bonus or something tomorrow at the casino. If it, being my birthday, like I get bonus points or bonus or birthday. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, you get comp points
Oh,
to use for your birthday.
oh, okay.
You just got to go to the desk, ask for a card.
Yeah,
They make you, they do the card for you and everything, and then they'll give you a paper that, matter of fact, I still got mine around here somewhere, but it's a play comp.
yeah,
You got to enter the pin and all that,
yeah,
and all the other bull crap to go along with it, and then you'll get your comps, which I don't know how many you get for your birthday because I've never went on my birthday.
right.
But
yeah,
you get double comps because you get comps for your
But-
card.
and see, I don't.
Plus your birthday comps.
Yeah, I don't go to the casino regularly.
Yeah.
Not
neither
like
do
my
I.
grandpa does. Grandpa Fuller, he goes to the casino quite often. But yeah, I guess that's probably why I don't go to the casino on my birthday, because I don't go there regularly, and I would have to frequent the casino enough to keep going back to use those points or whatever it is.
Not really.
Because what good are they if I don't go to the casino? I only went just the one time last week, and I haven't been back since.
You can save those comps.
Yeah.
How do you think Grandpa does it?
Oh, but Grandpa's got money too.
Yeah, Grandpa's got money too. But
Yes, Grandpa. Sorry.
Grandpa gets all on your card.
Yeah.
Grandpa gets all those points on that card for just using that card.
Yeah.
And you get enough on there, you can get a room upstairs, a motel room.
Yeah.
You can get free things for your slots. You can get, oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's a whole mess load of list of things that you can get.
But anyway, I don't know what's happening tomorrow. So last week, was it last week? Was the first? Yeah, because
Yep.
today's the 7th. Yeah, it
Well,
was
today's
last.
food stamp day.
I don't think the world needed to know that, but anyway, so I went.
didn't realize it until you said
Yeah,
it.
I went to get renew the tags on my driver's license last week, and they were having a statewide issue with the computers, and I went to Owasso to the Secretary of State's office, and I pulled the number. I was number 79, and they were serving number 6, and it's like, no, I'm not going to wait for hours.
How many was in there?
It was actually, it wasn't packed at all. It wasn't so packed to where you couldn't sit down. It was because I waited in the lobby for that short time that I was there. There was hardly anybody in there, but they were having issues with the computers,
Okay.
and it was taking them. It's like, I mean, at that time I didn't know that it was a statewide thing. And it's like, I'm not going to wait around here all day. I'm just going to go to St. Charles to the Secretary of State's office over there. So I went over to the Secretary of State's. I waited for probably 25 minutes, if that even, because they too were also having issues with the computers. They couldn't get the printer to work. And so, I went in and they called my number. I was number 34. And I stood up, walked over, and had my renewal notice, and I said, I'd like to renew. I'm here for license renewal, and paid him the money, and he printed off the tag, and I put it on when I got home. And so now, I have the recreation passport, which means that I can go to any state park and not have to pay an entrance fee. I'll have that on and it's even on my registration. So
Dad even suggested that because of all the traveling you do.
yeah, so now I'll be able to go to Bay City State Recreation Area and enjoy the view of the Saginaw Bay, which is actually what I wanted to do anyway. I didn't want to have to go all the way to Linwood. And, Linwood is a nice little town, but I didn't want to have to drive further away just to get a view of the bay. So I just go to Bay City State Recreation Area now, which is south of Linwood, and it's not further drive, and I can get a good view of the Saginaw Bay. And of course, for all of you who are geographically not, you don't know your geography all that well, the Saginaw Bay empties into Lake Huron. So you've got, that's why I love being a Michigander, I've got a map at all times. So you've got the Saginaw Bay that's right in here, and then Lake Huron is this big chunk right here. And then you got the Saginaw River that goes into the Saginaw Bay. So it all, it's all interconnected every which way. All the rivers and streams, they're all connected. And it all goes out into the bay.
The Shiawassee.
There's the Shiawassee River, the Tittabawassee River, the Saginaw River, the Bad River, the Flint River, the Cass River.
All the rivers.
Yeah, there's a lot of rivers, major rivers. The Grand River, that would be like Grand Rapids, Lansing, Detroit. I think it goes to Detroit too, the Grand River. I'm not sure how far. It goes into Eaton Rapids, I know that.
Dad was talking about that bike trail.
Yeah.
And when we went to Saginaw, and he come out and he says, they need to extend that so that it goes down 52.
Yeah. And I've been talking about that for a good many years. I always wanted to go on the rail trail, the Saginaw Valley Rail Trail, start from St. Charles, go all the way to Saginaw. I don't have a bike, and I don't know how to ride a bike, a two-wheel bike, but I could learn. I mean, and if I walked it, it would. Whew, that's a long walk. That's a long walk.
Can you imagine people doing it though?
Yeah, I bet they do. And for those of you who didn't know, I don't know how to ride a bicycle. I never learned, but yeah, I've always wanted to do that, but I would have to have one of those trike, like the tricycle with a bike on it and the handbrake.
Been looking for one for you.
But they're expensive.
Well, I've been actually looking into yard sale sites in the bikes.
Yeah.
To see if I can find one reasonable for you.
But they're expensive. They're not cheap. So is there anything else happening for you lately? I mean, last week?
Just a bunch of bad news.
Yeah, a bunch of bad news. And for me, it was kind of a mixed bag of...
We've had a couple losses, and then my medical history is just
Yeah.
going through the roof right now. And
Yeah.
we won't get into that.
But, so my week was kind of a mixed bag. There were some good points. There were some
Same here.
just points where I just want to wring people's neck because they're stupid.
But out of all of it, I'm still proud of myself because I haven't ended up in the hospital.
Well, that's good.
And yet.
I think I'm getting better at handling situations, though. Like, I get angry and I get upset and furious about things. But something that I kind of thought about yesterday, and I was kind of just letting my mind wander and think about things a little bit. I was weighing the pros and cons of the people who, they say, well, we've heard awful things about you. Or they detach themselves from me, they cut off connections with me and contacts with me because of what they heard. It says a lot about your character.
Yeah.
Not mine. Not mine.
Childish.
Because, well, the fact that they believe something for no good reason, they believe what other people tell them to think or tell them to believe, that says a lot about you, that you can't think for yourself.
Are you still getting stuff from Ronnie? Or
No.
no? Ronnie left you alone then.
Yeah. But it's not him. It's just people in general, the contacts that I used to have, and then suddenly they fell off, and it's like, what the fuck ever. Good riddance to you. But that rests with them.
Yeah.
Because it tells so much about their character. Like I said, passive-aggressive bullshit. Oh, well, I've heard so many awful things about you, and blah, blah. Who fucking cares what you heard about me? Why don't you take the time? See, you don't even know me, and you're already making past judgments about me. That says a lot about you, not me.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to be kidding me. I didn't think there were so many people out there who were so passive aggressive and people who just don't have their shit together. I understand the circumstances. If their child is battling cancer, they're not in the right state of mind. Okay, I've considered that. And to some extent, yes, I can understand how you're not in the right state of mind because my parents weren't in the right state of mind when I was sick. So yeah, to an extent, I excuse that, or I say, okay, it makes sense. But again, it's this passive-aggressive crap about, well, we heard so many bad things about you. I don't care. I don't care. And again, as I pointed out previously, I find it to be rather just ironic how people who they want to discard evidence when it comes to, say, a rumor, but yet when it comes to their child's cancer diagnosis, they are dependent on evidence. So evidence is convenience, or what is it? Because if it's good enough for this, it should definitely be good enough for that. The same logic should apply. And I just love catching people in their own shit. You know what I mean? I love catching people in their own contradictions. Just like someone had made a jab at me about mental health. Well, I suspected mental health. I watch your videos and I suspect you have mental health issues. Well, thank you for being a prejudiced dick, and you know, your prejudice against mental health issues, obviously, because you wouldn't have made a jab. Yes, I have anxiety and depression. It's no secret. I battle that every day. Maybe because it's because of assholes like you. And maybe it's because we have far too many people in the childhood cancer world who think they're God and they can do no wrong and everything they do is so whimsical and mysterious. I hate to tell you, but helping people, which Dad has done, Amy's done, I've done, we've all done it, there's nothing mysterious. It's no great mystery in life to help somebody else in their time of need. There's nothing mysterious or miraculous about it. I don't know what makes people think they're so much above and beyond everybody else. Yeah, whatever. But I'm carrying on about this too much. But I mean, there were some high points and some not so good high points, or should I say there were some high points and there were some really low points in this past week. But I'm good. I mean, overall, I'm doing okay. And you and Dad were at Danny Lane's yesterday.
Yeah.
They had a yard sale, I guess is what Dad was. And this is where I got the shirt, by the way. Dad got the
I did.
or you did. Okay, so we've got, Dad and I have matching shirts.
So do I.
And Amy does. And I guess it's all got the same thing on it.
Yep.
So, yeah, pretty cool.
They had 3 of them. A medium, a large, and a 2X. I seen them and I'm like, I gotta grab them. Dad bought them.
They're comfortable.
Dad paid.
They're light.
Yeah, Dad paid, but I grabbed it.
But yeah, I'm still here. I'm still, I'm trudging through. That's all I can do at this point. All I can do is just keep my head above water and hope for the best. And I rejoice in the good times and work through the bad times. And when I'm being provoked, I'm the bad guy. They don't see, the people, they don't see both sides of the story.
Oh, my new chair that I just bought.
Yeah.
With the bag is yours. I got a brand new one. Mine's very pink.
But anyway.
Sorry to interrupt on your
No, you didn't interrupt. You just changed the subject. No, but
I guess I kind of helped you in that situation, huh?
yeah, because if I'm here by myself and I just talk, and I carry on about the same thing over and over and over again, but I just want people to get the fucking message that I'm not one to fuck with either. This is good water. Clover Valley Purified Drinking Water. But anyway, take time to get to know me. Don't just assume the worst. Oh, I've heard such bad things about you. You know what? I've heard so many. I could just as much say that about you. I've heard so many bad things about you too. Maybe I have. Have I? Maybe, a big maybe, I have. And I just never said anything to you. I mean, that stands to reason. I would assume.
Yeah.
Okay. Been here for over 35 minutes. But my overall health, other than depression, anxiety, I'm doing pretty good. And being burnt from the sun, I burnt to a crisp. Last week I went to Lapeer and I come home and I was so red. And it was last, because it was on the 3rd. I believe it was on the 3rd because yes, it was on the 3rd because we went to Kelly's to watch the fireworks.
Yeah.
And thank you again, Kelly, for letting us sit in your yard and enjoy the fireworks from Showboat Park. That was really cool. I enjoyed myself, had a good time, and it's always a pleasure and it's always a joy getting to see you. So thank you again. Then the big fireworks on the 4th. You and Dad, you went to Corunna to see the fireworks. I stayed home.
And we found a perfect spot to sit. And
Yeah.
we left right towards the end, right before the grand finale.
Right.
But as we were leaving, we got to see the grand finale. It was awesome.
That's cool.
So we think we're going to do it again next year.
Well, when we
Right in
were
the same spot.
when we were going to Owasso last night, people were shooting off fireworks, and the sky was flickering. I was like, Dad's like, "Is that lightning?" I said, "No, I think it's fireworks." And we drove, a little ways, and we got out from behind the trees, and we could see the fireworks blossoming in the air. Oh, yep, you're right. They're fireworks. Well, you fucking think? Of course I'm right. No. I haven't, I used to not like the fireworks, but the older I got, like I used to plug my ears to fireworks all the time.
I would like you to go to Corunna with us next year.
I might go next year.
Now that we're able to sit right in the vehicle, in the baseball field, and watch them.
Because
which was awesome. I
used to plug my ears to fireworks because I did not like the loud bangs and the popping, Now that I'm older, the fireworks actually don't bother me. I sit and watch them without plugging my ears.
Getting used to it.
Yeah, it's like you got to face your fears, just like flying. I was very fearful about flying in a plane, and the first time I'd ever flown in a plane, I went to Albany, New York. I'm enjoying the low-key life, by the way. When I don't all the time put on Facebook what I'm doing, what's coming up, who I'm seeing. When I don't make every aspect of my life known to the public, I am so much better off.
No,
because it's nobody's fucking business what I do.
The only thing I miss is you at least saying, "Hey, I'm going for a joyride," or I'm just going for a ride.
Now I just say, "Hey, I'll be back later."
Yeah.
I'm just getting out of here for a while. I'll be back later.
Yeah,
which is what I did yesterday.
I always watch for you to say something on Facebook while you're out.
Like I when I check into different towns and locations, I make a post and I say this is where I'm at.
And the reason I do like that is because Dad feels more comfortable.
Because, well,
otherwise he sits there. Is Jared alright? Is Jay alright?
it's
I ain't heard from Jay.
I
ain't heard from Jared.
when I'm not making known what I'm doing or where I am, I'm much better off. Because for the simple fact is, and I mentioned this to Dad last night, if I make public what I'm doing or where I'm going or where I'm at or whatever, my haters are going to see this and they're going to go back and do something. They're going to cause problems. You know, I'm going to fucking Louisiana. There's nothing that you're going to say or do that's going to change that, because my friends, I don't have my cell phone with me, my friends and I have been texting back and forth. The tickets already been purchased. As a matter of fact, I might have to go to Walmart today, or somewhere, maybe not Walmart. I don't know why I threw Walmart out there. Anywhere where I can get some clothes. So I'll have at least a couple good changes of clothes while I'm in Louisiana, because I hear that it gets really hot. Yeah, I hear it gets really hot in Louisiana. If not Walmart, maybe Meijer or some other clothing store. I don't know. But I will definitely be doing some clothes shopping today, or at least trying to. If I can afford a decent pair of pants, because I know a lot of places you're paying $20-25 for a pair of pants. I've never paid that much for a pair of pants ever in my life. But back then, things were cheaper. This is 2019. It's all about that mighty buck. And Walmart clothes never used to be expensive. Now they you know, everything goes up over time, and I get that. But motherfucker, you know, you can feel the pinch in your wallet when you buy things that you may not necessarily want, but you need, and everything comes with a lofty penny attached to it. But anyway, I don't know what was going on with the webcam last week. I was having some technical difficulties, and I guess someone said that my dad broke my webcam, which is an absolute crock of shit. He did not break my fucking webcam. See, it's always something stupid, Amy.
Yeah.
It's always something stupid. My webcam was probably having technical difficulties even prior to that, and I just never knew it. You know, because I only ever use my webcam for my Sunday video updates, and that's about it. But yeah, lessons were learned last week. I rejoiced in the good moments and the not so good moments. Okay, lessons learned that people are self-contradictory, and they think that what they do is, you know, some great mystery in life. They can do what nobody else can. Fuck you, you know. And when you try to offer peace and you know, I'm not, and mind you, if I offer peace with someone that I've had issues with before, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. So I'll have peace of mind. And if you can't be adult enough to at least say, okay, let's find common ground here, and you just want to be a man-child, then fine, fuck off. I don't have to talk to you anymore. I don't have to have any communication with you. You're done. I don't care. You can go on playing God to everybody, and I will go on being the same person that I've always been, and you can continue to judge me, not knowing me, by the way, which was brought up in the email. As I found it fascinating that you don't know me and you have so much to say, but yet you can come at me with the same passive-aggressive shit, and that's okay. That's justified. You're an idiot. No. This needs to be said, because, you know, word travels fast, and my videos get shared, and people like to add their own negative spin and context to it, and I'm just going to state for the record, if you can't dish it out, or if you can't eat it, don't dish it out, and if you can't dish it out, don't eat it. Or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
I think people get what I mean, but whatever. I keep having recurring dreams about my Uncle Rick.
Not good.
But they're good dreams. I mean, he'll come to me in my dreams, and he'll, like, I have these dreams that I'm going to the bar, and Uncle Rick is sitting in the same place he always did at the end of the bar, and he's drinking his Michelob Ultra, and I come walking in, and he always used to say, "Hey, J-Rod, what's happening?" J-Rod. That was his nickname for me. Or that was my nickname for him, I guess. I will talk straight and correctly eventually.
You're still asleep.
No, actually, I'm wide awake. But that was what he used to call me, and even in my dreams he calls me J-Rod. So a lot of people had known Uncle Rick for being Barroom Rick. To me, he was my uncle. He was my mom's brother, and I've known him since I was a child, a small kid, and I have lots of memories. I remember when he lived over on Ferdin Road at my grandma's house. I was little then, but I remember quite well, because right around the time that my mom was pregnant for me, my mom lived with my grandma and my Uncle Rick all in the same house, and when I was born, we were in that house on Ferdin Road. Then we moved to the Chapin Road house. This was back in 1986, by the way. So yeah, 33 years ago. We moved into the upstairs apartment at the farmhouse in Chapin Road, and then we moved downstairs, and downstairs is where I remember childhood very clearly. We lived in that house when I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor, and that's where we lived when I had to go back and forth like 3 times a week to East Lansing, and those were some very vivid memories from my childhood, because that's basically what my childhood comprised of. I didn't recall doing a whole hell of a lot. I mean, I would have sleepovers at my cousin's house. I'd stay the night at Uncle Tim's, and I'd spend time with my cousins on my mom's side of the family. But a good bulk of my childhood comprised of clinic visits, appointments, being poked and prodded with needles, having ultrasounds, x-rays, EKGs, CAT scans, all, the whole nine. That's what I remember, and because I'm allergic to the sun, I didn't go outside a lot as a child, which meant that I never learned how to ride a bike. And that is the explanation as to why I never learned how to ride a bike. But now that I'm older, I mean, yeah, of course I could learn. I mean, I'm driving a car. I drive a van. And because I'm without a woman, quote unquote, and I don't have kids, why does Jared need something so big, a van? That's the question, Amy. That's a question that was asked. And let me point out that vans are the van that I have, which I see a lot of those types of vans out on the road when I'm out on my joyrides. They are fuel efficient. They are meant for traveling because they're so good on gas, and they run so good. Chryslers are really good cars. I mean, they make really good vehicles. The engines are great, especially the vans, which is why I got the van. And of course, I got the DVD player in my van, and I got the screen that's in the roof of the van, and it's like, yeah, I'm traveling in style, baby. But yeah, that's why I have a van. I mean, I shouldn't have to explain every little detail and aspect of my life, but I got nothing else to talk about. I ran out of source material. So what are you playing over there?
Actually, I'm on Facebook watching everyone's little clips.
Oh.
I was playing games earlier.
But, yeah, so last week was kind of good, kind of bad. But here I am. And I'm still in shock over the news of the death of Cameron Boyce. I mean, that's really just it threw me for a loop. I signed on to Facebook this morning, and I was scrolling through, and I come across a post from one of my friends who said, Cameron Boyce has died. What? Are you sure you're talking about Cameron Boyce? And then, of course, after I read that, I'm checking all the news sources. I'm checking CNN and Disney and all those, the networks. And I was watching CNN just a little while ago, and they had the little message on the ticker tape at the bottom of the screen saying that Cameron Boyce has in fact died, and he was 20 years old. And it's like, you got to be fucking kidding me. 20 years old. I mean, that's young, really young. And I'm still in shock. I just can't believe it. He was like one of my favorite actors. Not on the Disney Channel, of course. He was in the Adam Sandler movie called Grown Ups. He was in both of those. And he had funny roles. He had funny parts in the movies. Although I've always been proud of him and his work. I've always supported him, even on Twitter when I had Twitter, which I don't have Twitter anymore, folks, by the way. I supported him on Twitter, and we used to talk. I mean, we talk back and forth every so often on occasion, which I thought was really cool. But now he's gone. And so, again, I offer my love and my condolences and my warmth to his family. It's really tragic. It's really tragic. I hope all you had a safe and happy 4th of July. I kind of gave a brief description of what I did on 4th of July. They were gone on the 4th, but together we watched the fireworks at my friend Kelly's house, or our friend Kelly's house, on the 3rd. She lives right next to Showboat Park, so we all sat in the yard, and her yard, and a bunch of other people were there with their kids, and they were jumping around, playing baseball and things like that. But it was a good time. I enjoyed it. And Kelly, again, thank you so much. We really appreciate the hospitality. But anyway, I think that's all there is to say this week. I'm going to try to get up and see my mother, I think, sometime this week. I know she was down briefly, but she went back. I want to try to get up and see her before I leave to Louisiana, which, today's the 7th, so I will be leaving in about 12 days. So a little under 2 weeks I will be in the deep south in the southern United States. I will be 20 minutes away from Baton Rouge. And I was texting my friend, the people that I'm going to go be staying with for the weekend, and I asked him, I said, do you like soda or do you like pop? And, they're from the South, and they refer to it as soda. Here in Michigan, we call it pop. He says, you mean pop? Do you mean like Mountain Dew and Pepsi and Coke? I said, yes. And he says, oh, soda. I said, yeah, soda for you, pop for me. And he says, yeah, I like Mountain Dew. I said, well, great. I'm a Pepsi guy. I said, when I come down there, I said, we'll have pop and pizza, and it's on me. It's my treat. And he says, well, you've got your choice of Little Caesars, Domino's, Hungry Howie's, and I think Johnny's, he said. There's like a different assortment of pizza parlors in his area. And I said, I don't care. I'm not picky. Whatever you guys want, I'll get. I'll pay for it. So that's one thing I know that's going to happen when I get down there, is that we're going to have pop and pizza to celebrate my arrival, because we had been keeping in contact for so long via social media and text message, and I hope to strengthen and sharpen that friendship that I have with my friends. I mean, obviously they're inviting me to their house, so I would say that it is a strong enough friendship to where they're inviting me to their house. So, and after this, I was thinking too, after this vacation to Louisiana, or the visit to my friend's place in Louisiana, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to go next, but I probably won't announce publicly where I'm going to go. And I'm I'm not going to say anything about it on Facebook. I'm not going to say anything here on my YouTube channel.
Right.
I'm just going to live my life, live it low key, and do what I feel is necessary for my sanity and for the sanity of the people that I'm interacting with. And, you know, people don't need to know my business all the time. I have a life that I need to live, and if I have to keep a lid on my life and not share with anybody else what I do, then so be it. I'm okay with that. But I'll be damned if I'm going to stop living altogether, because that's not going to fucking happen. I'm still going to be going and visiting friends and family and people who want me around. So. We are at the end of the water bottle. And now we're at the end of the video. I have officially run out of things to say. I'm out of source material, Amy.
I agree.
So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I don't know what I'm doing for my birthday tomorrow. That's still up in the air. I haven't made any plans, and I don't know what's happening. Oh, I can't leave yet. There was something else I wanted to point out. I don't know if you're aware of this, Amy, but on Facebook, when it's your birthday, they want you to pick one nonprofit organization or charity. They want you to pick one for your birthday.
Yeah. I agree. And you know what?
No.
I tried it. I didn't even make anything.
Well, and it's
$5.
for me, it's not so much about making anything. It's the fact that there are lots of reputable nonprofit organizations and charities out there. And I don't want to have to put one above the rest. So I'm not picking any at all for my birthday.
Right. I wish I never would have.
And I tried to point this out to some of my friends, and I even, mentioned this in a Facebook post.
I did it.
Yeah, I mentioned it in a Facebook post, and I said, I'm not going to put a certain nonprofit organization or charity on a pedestal above everybody else, and I kind of had a back and forth with a friend. Well, but when you donate to charity, are you not putting them on a pedestal? No, because here's the thing: they want you to pick one organization or charity because you've only got, as far as I know, one fucking birthday every year. Why would you only pick one? I don't get that. Why not donate to as many charities as you most possibly can within the resources that you have?
Yeah, make sure that...
And the ones that you don't get to today, you can get to them another day. You're not leaving them out.
Right.
And that would probably be my suggestion, because tomorrow's my birthday and Facebook wants me to pick. No, I'm not picking any. I would recommend that you donate to reputable sources, and please visit GuideStar, although I plugged it already at the beginning of the video, but I'm not going to pick and choose one organization over the rest, because it doesn't settle right with me. If I'm going to donate, I want to donate to as many organizations and charities as possible, and I have done that. And there are many that I have not donated to, and maybe perhaps I may not get around to it, or if I do, it'll be at a much later time. And there are specific organizations that I knowingly will not fucking donate to, either because they the money is misproportioned, they don't put the money where it should go, they take in profit, they take more than they give, or the second reason is because the people behind the nonprofit organizations are cocky, arrogant pricks that I have no use for, and they make it all about themselves, and they want to play God to everybody, they want to have full control.
How much?
Fuck that.
How much of that? Okay, let's say you make $500
Yeah.
for an organization on your birthday.
Yeah.
How much of that 500?
Goes to the Well, and I don't want to be too specific, but it's the reason why I don't donate to ACS.
How many of them are not organized?
How many of them are legitimate?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to
Well,
say.
and a lot of people, they donate to ACS, and they share fundraisers for ACS, which is the American Cancer Society. No fucking way, because they do not. They give very little to the cause. They give very little to research, and they keep most of the money. So no, I will never donate to them ever again. And I do not endorse that.
I was going to say, the one you normally do is Shriners.
I donate to the Shriners Hospital because we go to the Shrine Circus every year when they come to Saginaw. I've donated to Children's Miracle Network. I've donated to lots of places. I can't even think right off at the moment. But that doesn't mean, though, that I'm placing them above and beyond everybody else. It just means I haven't gotten to them yet.
Yeah.
And for my birthday, because as far as I know, we've only got one birthday in the whole year. We weren't born twice or 3 times or 1,000 times. We can only pick one charity according to Facebook standards. We can only pick one charity, one organization. Why the fuck would I do that? Why would I do that? So in order to solve that dilemma, and this is what I tried to explain to people who I thought would otherwise understand, clearly they didn't, is that why would I, on the one day that people celebrate, my birthday or whatever, why would I only have the option of picking one? Why can't I just say donate to as many reputable charities as possible?
Right.
That to me would make better sense. But don't even do it for my birthday. Do it because you're a kind and decent human fucking being. You don't have to wait for my birthday to say, okay, well, in honor of my birthday, I'm asking for donations to such and such and such and such. No. No. No way. Well, so it's, and this is something that was said too. Well, so donating no money is better? No, that's not what I said. And that's not what I'm implying. What I'm saying is, I'm not going to pick one organization over the rest. That's the point. Donate as much as you can to as many nonprofit organizations and charities as possible. Make sure they're legit first, of course, before you give your money. Make sure you do your homework. But I'm not going to pick one. That to me seems rather disingenuous, and among many other things, especially in the childhood cancer world.
The cancer.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna play that game. And like I said, there's organizations that I will not donate to, not just because the money is misproportioned, but because the people running the show are utter and complete fucking assholes. And they won't get a dime from me ever. And if they choose to cut ties with me after that remark, well, then so be it. But here's the thing, too. I'm also friends with people who are CEOs and board members of nonprofit organizations, and I mentioned this last week. I have the utmost respect for them because they are helping to make a difference in the lives of other people, preferably children, because it's pediatric cancer. It's the childhood cancer world. So I have an utmost respect for them. I have a good friendship with them. I don't talk to them regularly, but I know who they are. I know what they're about. I know what they've gone through, and they've won my heart, and we are really good friends. However, there are people that I know, and they think they're all that, and nothing or no one else can measure up to them. And somehow it's some great big mysterious thing in life to help people. Only they can help people in the way that they can help people, and nobody else knows how to do that. Nobody else knows how to do that. Anybody outside of a nonprofit organization, or it's if you don't have camaraderie with the people who are involved in childhood cancer nonprofit organizations, somehow you just don't understand giving. Total and utter complete bullshit. Because I certainly have given so much of myself. And I'm not talking money, I'm talking time. And yes, I have given money out of my own pocket. I don't have to go through the red tape. The only red tape, and this is a philosophical kind of a red tape, not anything that would mandate government guidelines, but the only red tape that I have, and I've broken through that red tape years ago, which is why I'm an advocate now, is having empathy for other people, is for the very idea, the very principle that I had gone through that, and you know what? I have to care about people who are also going through the similar situations. That's the only red tape I had to go through, and I am happy to say that I can help anybody I want at any given time. And I'll end the Sunday video update on that note. So all of you have a wonderful week. Thank you for indulging me, and thank you for sharing this on Facebook. Again, another week, no police report. I'm still here, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, much love to all of you. Have a wonderful week. Take care of yourselves, and I'm spinning out of here. Ouchie. Let me try that again. I'm spinning out.